out here. Ravi on his break and Liam checking in as we speak. We're just getting rosters, everything put in front of us. It's Puck from Paris against Côte de Viet, and Puck strike first. They're on the board. The French up 1-0. Puck against Côte de Viet, who are the team from Rimini. I believe the young upstarters from coastal Adriatic Italia. Liam, welcome back up to the booth. How are you? How was your break? What have you been up to?
My break was fantastic. Got to sample some of the lovely Belgian beer. Also got a chance to talk to both these teams before the game. Yeah, Côte de Viet coming out of the city of Rimini. Also, Costa Rica Grande is also here. The older boys playing the men's division had a good outing there, but Côte de Viet are here to try and win gold. Actually played Puck earlier on in the tournament and beat them 7-5. So maybe a mental advantage there, but both teams actually have losses. They lost to the German under-20 team, I believe.
Rematch. I love the rematch. It's tough to beat the same team twice. They always learn something from you. Oh, great take here on the sideline. Farruggio.
Farruggio is 15 years old, by the way. Just so you know how young this team is. And everyone's talking about Bologna being a fantastic city for youth ultimate, but it's Italy as a whole, and Rimini are not far behind them.
Amazing to hear 15-year-olds playing in the finals of Tom's Tourney. A great experience, one that will hopefully have him playing for a very long time. Puck now, looking to capitalize, huge grab. Gone up, and Puck, Pauline Huguer went up for the huge grab, cashes in the assist to Kostrijan, and Puck, right now it looks like they're not going to let the fact that they've played these guys before slow them down at all from beating them twice.
Yeah, great start for the French side. I believe hailing out of Paris as well.
Hailing out of Paris as well, south side. They're, I think, one of only 2 clubs in Paris, because Isno is Noisy-le-Sec. They're outside of Paris, so I still count Isno as a Paris team, but I think officially it's Puck and Révolutionnaire, the Paris club sides, with a lot of sides around town, at Créteil, Versailles, and many more than that I can't spit out all the suburban city names for. Puck sends pull. Côte de Viet. A great pull landing in the end zone. Picked up in Callahan country, but they've got it out of there. Upfield, Soldati.
Travel called.
Back to Marconi. Decent discussion here. Marconi happy to throw the same throw back to Soldati. Center again. Côte de Viet looking a little bit tempered here on their first few throws after getting it deep in their end zone. Soldati. Italians move it past half. Rossi. Keeps it over. Marconi again. Now they are in scoring position. Marconi gets it back inside of the brick mark. Cristafulli. Third point of this game is a long one. Long edge. Marconi gets it. Up line to Rossi and Côte de Viet. Get on the scoreboard. 1-2 in favor of the Parisians still.
Yeah, some safe, solid offense from the Rimini side. Big shout out to their sponsors. They actually have a jersey sponsor. I think it's Hammer Ultimate out of Italy.
Amazing.
Big shout out to them. Their beautiful white jerseys here. That's pretty cool.
That's great. It's great work to get your club sponsored. Take some professional care. Go out and get some administrators, write some letters, talk to some community members that have connections, and get some involvement. It alleviates the costs, and it's a great way to get more interest and more eyes and ears and attention to the sport.
See coach there, Tommaso, on screen, actually playing with Costa Rica Grandes, so playing with the senior team, the older team this weekend, who made it to quarterfinals in the men's division.
Nobody would have picked that. Nobody did pick that.
Yeah, well, I definitely learned. I lost them. I actually played a little bit of Open Friday, picked up on Friday and lost them. They are a very good side.
Here come the French. Big ripping backhand. Nearly the length of the field, macked up. Second opportunity, and he lost his wheels. Did Esteve.
Yeah, that one should have been milked in. I don't know what happened. Just slipped on the Belgian turf.
Soldati all the way around to Ugolini, sorry. And Cota Viet with a high stall count. Rossi with the disc. The Italian coach screaming emphatically. Disc is back in. Rossi gets the under, but nobody there. 34, Soldati thought he had an opportunity to clean up the trash, but didn't. And now it's Puck. Giffard throws to end zone, has Pouponot for the goal. French Parisians, Puck up 3-1 in the early stages of this Open 2 championship.
Yeah, Cota had a chance there to get the break back. We're on the game. You can see how Puck, they have a strategy here. They're going to try and hook against this team. They definitely have a height advantage. Trying to capitalize on that.
You figure you should have a height advantage against a team that has 15-year-olds on it.
I think so.
I think. That's good. No 7 waters over there, though. I'm still in awe of the mountain of a man that we got to. Liam got up close and personal with, but as up close as you got and as personal as it was, sorry, you weren't really that up close with him. Still talking with the big lean in the neck. I love that people catch Blady pulls. Never let those hit the ground. Catch them and get going with your offense. Got the Viet too. A dicey run through there that prevented the huck. Could have been called a foul, but play on was fine. Another Rossi brother. Tidia. Got the Viet moving it up line, finding success from one side to the other. Now in beautiful scoring position, beautiful throw from Rossi for the goal. Cota Viet not going away, down by 1.
Big shout out to Pietro Vanucci, who is on the roster but actually not here. He's going to be playing with the Italian men's team at EBUC tomorrow. So I'm sure he's watching on the live stream before maybe getting a flight over or possibly in at the Algarve already. But yeah, I think playing that zone is probably playing into the hands of this Cota Viet side. It's kind of standard now when you see a youthful Italian team. Oh, they're going to be really safe and great disc skills. Which is usually what you expect from a Masters team, but that's what you get with these young Italian teams. They're so good at throwing, very safe.
And they just happen to be fast and nimble as well. That's what you don't get from the Masters teams.
That is, I believe, Liam Crisafulli with the pull.
Here come Upuk. Esteve wants a centering pass, gets it late to Kreber. Esteve. Ooh, almost had a gainer, but falls in front of 3 separate Puck players.
And there's a call in the field here. Nobody's saying foul call or saying dangerous play, like pulled out of the bid, I'm not sure, but going back to Liam Crisafulli, actually named after me, his parents' favorite Ultimate player. Why are you laughing, Stefan? Why?
I just didn't know that was so true. I didn't know it was,
That's so true is the only way you can describe it. Nah, he's not named after me. He actually has an Irish grandmother. And I try to blow his mind by saying, we should tell a lot of Liams that Liam backwards is male. And a lot of Liams don't know that.
Ah, I know it. Stefan backwards is Naffits. I don't know how many Stefans out there know how interesting that is. But I think if I was a Liam, I would have known.
And I'm Liam Grant, so my name backwards has Gmail in it.
Ah.
So I wanted to have liamg@gmail.com. It would be a palindrome, but someone had it already. I emailed them asking for it, but they didn't.
It would have been an awesome palindrome. We should put up a sponsorship proposal to Gmail and see if they can help you out with that. Support a great cause. Liam Grant's palindromic email address cause. Please support. Anyways, Puck fires over top. High release flick to Giffard with his long locks and beard, obviously keeping him open out there.
Yeah, fresh one in the inbox there. You've got mail.
The sponsorship calls are all coming in.
Yeah, no. Leading the game 4-2. That's a 2-point lead, which is hard to claw back in these 50-minute games.
Indeed it is. But we've seen it time and time again. We keep saying it, and then lately we've seen the clawback. Unfortunately, we've seen like the clawback and falter, get all the way back, and then give up the last point. We haven't seen the full crawl back and conquer. Not on this feed today anyways. Seen a little bit over the course of the weekend. Here's the big pull by Puck. Cota Viet settling underneath. Ruscello. Side to side in their own end zone. Marconi involved here. And back to Ruscello. Tidia. These young men looking very poised, very calm as they move it upfield to Rossi. Rossi winds up a little bit and decides to give it back to his handler, but he wants it back in the corner, gets it back, centers it himself to Torci. The Italians on the front foot here. Oh, a bobbled super dump though on the follow up to Tidia. Marconi finds a bit of space in the middle of the zone. Rossi for goal, but throw wasn't on. Nice throw, would have got it done there. There was a bit of the intended receiver had some room.
Yeah, there was some great offense up until that point. Very patient zone offense. Again, we see the kicking of the cone, which is tradition here at Tom's Tourney.
It's a tournament rule bender. It's allowed at Tom Tourney. But elsewhere, don't kick the cones. I would say don't do it here either. Big shot, deep. Puck trying to do it all in one. Defense says no. Hubron could not come down with it. And Cota Viet have a chance for redemption from the last throw of their last beautiful possession.
Yeah, Tidia, the young man, I believe he's 16 years old, TD, as they like to call him. Got that defensive block.
TD with the big D. Turci. Marconi. End zone eyes here. But goes back to Marconi. Marconi wants the break. He gets the break. The Italians strike back, bring it to within one, and Puk send their O-line back out.
Yeah, that break throw was definitely telegraphed. He knew what he wanted, but the French side couldn't stop him.
Tough to stop a good break. That is the game nowadays. Breaks. Yeah, you get a lot more space if you can throw breaks every time. Break your marks.
So Thomas Tourney's been going since 1992. I think the first time there was just one division of 8 teams. It wasn't called Thomas Tourney back then. Had no name apparently. It wasn't until 96 after the death of Tom in 95 that they named the tournament after him. I believe his mother comes every year for at least last 20 years or so, whatever it is, to come experience the event and see what this celebration and memory of his life.
Let's see what it's turned into. It's a great when a memorial tournament, more memorial event like this has such great legs, can last forever, keeps on growing, and is providing happiness and smiles for everyone who's coming. And by all accounts, that's something that Tom would very clearly be happy to know all about. Seeing his name on a tournament that's become such a wonderful social event, and to help build the sport that he loved too ahead of his time. Puk coming the other way. Oh, almost a touch on by the Cota Viet defender there. Rios. Back to Giffard. Moving it around well. Kostrijan. Oh, well handled. Sayag. Kostrijan. Oh, and Puponat cannot hang on. Drops the donut. Gives it back up to Cota Viet. Here come the Italians. The one from the wonderful beaches of Rimini.
Have you ever played Paganello?
Huh? I've not. Have you?
I have. I think first time I played was 2011. Played with a Ukrainian side.
Ah.
The Ukrainian connection at Gigolo.
An old standing tournament of its own. Is it older than Tom's or no?
I believe it is older than Tom's. I think it might have been 1990 or sometime around that was the first.
It's on the calendar, but nowadays for me it's going to tournaments to talk, no longer to play. Not getting it done that way anymore, so I'm a little less persistent with how many I get to. Cota Viet. The wind is picking up, blowing in our faces right now. Doesn't seem to slow them down as Rossi delivers to Soldati. Soldati goes around, even with the no around calls. Rossi gets it. And Soldati gets that inside little break. The hooky, that little hook outside in. Just cutting to the other side of the mark. Pick called. Coach barking instructions. Let's try and tap it in again. On the doorstep here, they could tie it up at an important point. Soldati, he wants to break, and the mark now knows it. He breaks one way or the other. He'll get you in the around or he'll get you on the inside. But when he wants to break, he seems to have those throws, does Soldati. Crisafulli keeps one low, gets it to Soldati. And he goes around with just enough room there to cash in a goal and tie things up. 4-all. Open Division 2 final.
I believe that was Davide Magli with the goal. Infamous name, Davide. Hard one to live up to in an Italian ultimate. But Crisafulli, yeah, one of the players on this team, I think there's 3, I believe, that played for the Italian U20 team that won gold at EYC 2 years ago. So these guys have a lot of experience, even though they're a young team.
Is there a trophy for Tom's tournament?
Yeah. Actually, I can't remember. I think I was here last year, or last few years. I can't remember what the prize is. I'm sure we'll find out shortly.
Yep. I almost expect to be seeing one sitting on a table right in front of us at midfield here. That's why I ask. And I wonder if there's one for Div 2. Of course there must be. You should get something for winning. Well, Pook opened up with the energy. Cota Viet stolen it back. All tied up. You want to pick a winner?
I think Cota Viet are probably the better team, to be honest. It's Puck. If they can hit those deep shots, they can definitely win the game.
And here comes one now. They're not going to go away from what they're doing better. Now trying to find the right isolation after the big shot worked, and they get it. Uborn continues it on, and Pook do exactly what Liam said. If they stopped them from the deep shot, they're the better team. But if the deep shot works, it's going to be tough to overcome.
Yeah, crisp offensive hold there from the French team. We saw them come out, kind of a vertical stack, but definitely isolating one cutter in the lane, looking to go deep. Wouldn't mind seeing Cota Viet try zone or look to help defense. You don't want them to get that easy hook option first pass. And good patience outside the end zone there. We saw them not hit the first option, wait for the easy pass.
Here comes the Pook D-line, big pull. How about that last pull? I didn't say how much I liked it, but I loved it. That one was pretty good too, just not as good as the Cota Viet one from the point before. But we're on this point now. Forwarded, good D there. Bidding bleu. Kostrijan gets himself horizontal and helps with the turnover. Grappin initiates play. Didn't like anything. He wanted somebody cutting deep. He got somebody deep. He's got a goal. The deep stuff keeps working for the French. Zachary Allais.
You know, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you, Cota Viet. You just got cut out twice there, pretty much the same play.
And
First
you know they
option
want
hook.
it. You know they want it.
Up to Coach Tommaso now to recognize that and come up with a strategy to stop their deep game.
Yeah, maybe on the mark with something straight up, maybe with a little zoney, or maybe just the coverage positioning. But you're right, up to him to recognize.
You doing a bit of coaching now yourself?
A little bit of coaching now myself. I've dabbled in coaching over the years, often as a coach captain in my many teams I played for. I steered the ship, but very different as a coach captain to a actual non-playing coach. It's, I believe, my 5th campaign with the team, and yet Révolutionnaire, the women of the north of Paris. And that one touched and rolled out. Callahan country here with a lot of wind blowing and very few years of experience under them. Big shot goes out. There's one way to get out of here. Oh my goodness, Soldati keeps it alive. And now the Italians needed a total bailout. And they are called for a travel, but on the front foot, about to score, dare I say. What a play by Soldati. Stoppage now. Going back to Marconi.
I'm not sure if that was a travel. It's not the first time it's been called on him. Looks like the disc is going to stay.
That's a catch-up call. I got beat. Travel. Cota Viet around. Rossi fires one too hard for the intended receiver. Nobody else behind him once it went through. Upuk. They're just gonna stick to the deep game. Good defense there. Crapin doesn't see it the way I did if I'm calling good defense and he's calling fouls.
Yeah, it's retracted there. Yeah, I don't think it was a foul.
Retracted. Well done.
You see the replay here. They're just looking to huck it every time. Wasn't a bad option either. Misread it, went up too early.
Yeah, that's clean. 2 people going for the disc. Disc through the middle. Soldati, he wanted it back. He changed the eyes of his receivers. They listened to his voice. He's a leader on this team. He wants the disc. And after that cleanup in the middle of the field, another travel call.
I'm not seeing the travels there.
Unbelievable. But they continue to call him. Marconi. Up line, strong hands there by Turci. Shot to goal. Rossi, call your travels if you want. We're still scoring goals. Say Cota Viet. Claw back within 1.
Yeah, lots of different ways to travel, but only one destination with this Cota Viet team, and that was the end zone. I don't like them playing the zone defense against Cota Viet. I think they're actually playing it to their hands. I'm not liking either defensive strategy here. I think Cota Viet should be the team that are playing the zone to try and stop those hooks. And contradiction to that, or comparison to that, I think the French side should play a person defense.
And stay hard under and catch up. Catch up if you need to on the deeps. If you start getting beat, all right, adjust. But right now, they're the bigger bodies. Play the unders and be confident they're not going to start hucking against you. We haven't seen it. A lot not to like it.
Well, both offenses are actually have been very good, but defenses, okay, they've got one break apiece, but I'm not liking the strategy.
No, understood. I'm in agreement.
You see behind us the Ski from Ireland warming up for their final against Belgian women's national team.
Had a cracker.
Yeah, they had a universe point win against them yesterday, the Irish. So if it's anything like that game, we could be in for a treat in the women's final. I'm sure there'll be big crowds here to watch the home nation play.
Well, here come Upuk. Graber gets one on. All these finals should be great. We're getting a repeat of a universe for the ladies. The men haven't seen each other in Free Speed Chevy. And of course, right back to the live action here. Upuk and Cota Viet rounding out our final series. Rios with the disc. Wind up, Graber goes under. Another wind up. That one's not selling anything. Saig sends deep. Well fielded. Giffard goes up. Two hands very strong and makes sure about that one.
You see there, Cota Viet were definitely trying to force them under there and did so until the half field, but eventually the deep option comes up and they send it and has to sky for the goal, but they're going to do that the majority of times.
That's what works. It's what's working for them. They got to keep going back to the well.
When did you first start playing Ultimate, Stefan?
Where?
When? At what age? At what age did I say? I definitely didn't start at 15 anyway.
No, not that. I think I was 17. I first found a frisbee. I first saw a frisbee. I think it was 16, 1996. I can't even do the math right now, but at a Grateful Dead concert, I saw a frisbee being thrown with some skill for the very first time after a wild festival. And me and my friend watched these dudes chuck a frisbee for a good 20 minutes and in awe, and they gave it to us. And then we came home, bought a frisbee, and read the rules of Ultimate on the back of the box. And a bunch of us rugby hockey boys just invented our own version of it until a year later, looking in newspaper articles and magazines, we found out there was a tournament in Ottawa, and we went, and we obviously got everything handed to us, but that's where it all began. That's where we learned.
And most of the players here in the Cota Viet team weren't born at that stage. I think that's a safe assumption.
Well, definitely not the 15-year-old, but yes, I would say a fair few of them wouldn't have been living and breathing by the time I started.
That is the third or fourth time now Cota Viet have failed to field the pull properly. You need to dive in that disc, not just throw a hand down there.
Yeah, it's an urgent thing, not a casual affair. Shot deep. Not enough air under it. They huck very differently than Puck. They do huck they huck like a Japanese hucking game, fast and direct. That one was a bit too fast, not quite direct enough, but compared to the hucking game of Puck, where they're floating them up and letting taller receivers run under, very different style.
An injury called, and Puck taking the opportunity to sub in a player as well, get fresh legs out there. He's now on offense with a chance to break here.
Now they're moving, disc is in, wind is blowing. Wind has really picked up at this very moment. As Puck goes deep, they don't seem to mind, but doesn't count. Knocked away at the last moment there by the Cota Viet defender. Ruscello with the D and with the disc back to the line. Finds Rossi. Oh, bid on the play, but possession maintains. Now up line, Ruscello gets another touch. And they are cramming up the old cram hole here on the doorstep. Marconi